Hi first graders, time for some reading. Now today we're actually going to start out with some review. So last week we learned two sounds, okay? One of the sounds I have hidden somewhere in the words on my board here. But first, make sure you have everything you need for today. All you need is your blue reading book with the 1.1 on the front. And I am on page 116. So you don't have to be turned to it right this second. We're not going to use it right now. But you can go ahead and pause me and get to it if you'd like to. All right? Okie dokie, first graders. We can look at our words now here on the board. I wrote 3 words. Can you find the sound that is the same in all 3 of those words? Gonna have to maybe segment and blend them to try and figure out what they are. Then you might hear something that's the same in all of those words. What if I segment and blend them? T-a-p-s, t-a-p-s, s-a-k, s-a-k, f-a-x, f-a-x. Did you hear something that was the same in all those words? Or you can see it too. It's the short O. Last week we talked about the short O sound. What does the short O sound like? Good. Ah is what the short O sounds like. Rocking. So read me my words now. Tops. Sock. Good. Box. Nice job. Okay. Now that was one part of last week. The other part, boys and girls, was we talked about plural things. And plural, do you remember what it means? It means that there's more than one. One of my words here shows more than one. There's a letter somewhere in the word that kind of tells us that there's more than one. Do you know which one it is? Which word means there's more than one? Did you say tops? Why did you say tops? Why does tops show us that there are more than one? Because of this friend here at the end, huh? The S. The S at the end of the word shows something that is plural. So if I were to write a few more words, like this word. Ooh. It's kind of hard to read. Let me try with another marker. There we go. Now what's my new word? Rat. Rat. Is that one? Is that singular or is that plural? More than one. Right, it's singular right now. Rat just means there's one rat. Okay, if I want it to be lots of rats, what am I have to do? I'm going to have to add an S to the end. A good old plural S. All right, you tell me, is this next word singular or plural? Segment and blend it. Pins. Pins? Ooh, singular or plural? You're right, plural, right? This S is at the end. It's showing us that it's more than one pin. Okay, can you say plural? Plural, good job. It means more than one. Awesome work. All right, thanks for reviewing. Now the next thing we're going to review are some words that have all sorts of meanings to them. They might be a sight word we've practiced so far. They might be a word with a phonics sound we've learned already. They might be a story word that we've read in a story. Okay, so I did 3 different colors. Okay, my first row, the top row, is blue. Can you read the 2 blue words to yourself? All right, say it after me. Can. Your turn. Good. And this word is little. Say it. Little. Nice job. So the blue words say can and little. Your turn one more time. Awesome. Now I have the red row in the middle. Okay, my red row has 3 words now. Do you know any of these words? They're all sight words actually. None of them are phonics sound words. They're all sight words, which means you just got to know them because they don't follow the rules. Okay, our first word is from. Say the word. Good. Our next word is use. Say the word. Awesome. And our last word is. Nice job. Now my turn. From, use, is. Your turn. Good job. Last row at the bottom is purple. What words do you know? My first word is lids. Can you say the word? Good. My next word is for. Say the word. Nice. And my last word is blue. Say the word. Awesome. Okay, my turn. Lids, for, blue. Your turn. Great. Do you think we can do them all now? Ready? Here we go. Can. Try to read them before I do. Little. From. Use. Is. Lids. For. And blue. Awesome work, first grader. All right, boys and girls, now is the time where you will need that blue reading book, okay? Turn to page 116, 116. All right, and on this page, you will see a fox. And the story is called The Fox and the Grapes, and it's super short, but it's going to teach us a lesson, okay? It's something called a fable. A fable is usually a story that has a moral, and a moral is a fancy word for lesson. So we're going to see if we can learn a lesson from the fox today. All right, so you can follow along with me as I read. One day, a fox wanted grapes. Ooh, but he could not reach them. There he is, trying to get them. The fox tried again and again. At last, the fox gave up. I did not want those sour grapes anyway, he said. Let me read it to you one more time. One day a fox wanted grapes, but he could not reach them. The fox tried again and again. At last, the fox gave up. I did not want those sour grapes anyway, he said. Ooh, how do you think he's feeling? How would you describe that feeling when you really want something, but then you're like, oh, whatever, I don't need those. Or I don't need that. A lot of the times we call that jealous. He might be feeling a little jealous because he can't have the grapes that he wants. Sometimes we feel jealous if somebody else has something that we want. Okay, down here it says the moral. So this is the lesson that we learn from the story. It is easy to dislike what you cannot get. So let's say, I don't know, there's a cool toy at the store that you really, really want. And you're begging and you're begging and you're begging and you're asking your grown-up, please, 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 please. And they say, no, 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 no. Maybe you or maybe someone you know would act like this where they'd say, fine, I don't want that toy anyway. That toy is not even that cool. And they pretend not to like it because they can't have it. Okay, sometimes that happens. And like I said, sometimes we call that jealousy. So, boys and girls, will you look back at the story again? Now that we've read it and we talked about the moral, I want to practice our fluency. Remember, fluency means we read smoothly. Okay? So let's take a peek. I want to let's read this page together. Page 116. So the whole first part of the story here, starting with one day. Will you read it aloud with me? One day a fox wanted grapes, but he could not reach them. The fox tried again and again. Now, how'd you read? Did you sound really, really smooth? Did you sound a little choppy or maybe have to skip some words? It's only the first time you read it, so let's try it again. Make sure you're following the words in your book so that you can see them a lot clearer, because my words aren't very clear right now in this camera. Okay? Let's try it again, starting with one day. Are you ready? Let's see if we sound even better. Here we go. One day a fox wanted grapes, but he could not reach them. The fox tried again and again. Did you sound better? Let's do it a third time. Get your finger ready. Here we go. One day a fox wanted grapes, but he could not reach them. The fox tried again and again. Good. I bet you sounded much better that time than you did the first time. If you want to read it with me one more time and see just how smooth and fluent you can sound, let's do it together. Are you ready? One day a fox wanted grapes, but he could not reach them. The fox tried again and again. Awesome. So now if you're feeling really good about yourself, which you should be because you just read that so fluently, please go find someone in your house that you'd like to read that to and show them how awesome you sound when you read it. When we read, it's super, super important that we sound like like that somebody can understand us when we read, right? We don't want to go so slow that they don't understand what we're saying, and we don't want to go so fast that they can't understand what we're saying. So when we're reading nice and smooth, that's when people really enjoy listening to us read. And that's also lets our brain comprehend and understand what we're reading. So thank you for doing that with me. Now the last thing I'll say to you, boys and girls, is your activity on Seesaw today is going to be using our sight words for the week. You're going to do a sight word practice activity. So if you haven't already gotten this green sheet out this week where it says Unit 1, Week 4 at the bottom, you can get these words out and use this as a list, or you can cut them out like you're supposed to so you can practice. Otherwise, if you go to page, let me see here, if you go to page 99 in your book, 99, so a 9 and a 9, these white words are your sight words. So you'll have to use either this list or your green cards so that you know what words to put on your Seesaw activity today. Okay, so take your pick, whichever one. Page 99 in your blue reading book, the white words, or get your green sheet and you can cut them out, or you can just leave them like this. Okay? Good luck practicing those sight words. I will go ahead and show them and read them to you one more time before you go. Ready? You read them with me if you know them. Eat, 4, this, 5, her, and 2. Okay? All right. Good luck. I can't wait to see what you come up with, and I will talk to you soon.